Kimi Räikkönen has been disqualified. What? Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, episode number 10 of Season 1. It is the French Grand Prix. Last time out, we were in Canada, got a much-needed points finish after a couple of rough outings before that. Canada's a track I absolutely love, and we put on a great performance there. If you missed that episode, I'll put a link to that in the top right-hand corner of your screen. You can go watch that one if you missed it, then come back and get caught up here. So, we got a lot of stuff to do between now and the French Grand Prix, so let's take a look at it. We've got 9 days of activity to fill between now and the Grand Prix weekend. So let's see what our options are. We got a G-Force training, F1 esports event, chassis team building, sponsor advertisement, supplier HQ tour, and a funded team event. Now, I like to do things that give us team acclaim, driver acclaim, money, resource points, or department morale that doesn't take away from other departments. So, we're not going to be able to do all of this. 500 team acclaim, $30,000 in cash seems pretty good to me. Resource points and team acclaim on this one seems pretty good to me. That leaves us choosing between chassis team building or G-Force training for our second driver, Juan Manuel Correa. He might as well just not even bother at this point. He's not going to do anything for us. He hasn't done anything for us all season. We can give our chassis a 5% morale boost or give him 1+ on racecraft. You know what? Here you go. Don't say I never did nothing for you, Juan Manuel. Have yourself a racecraft. All right, so that squares away the activities. So we're going to get 750 team acclaim. We're going to get 30 resource points and $30,000. Juan Manuel Correa is going to get +1 racecraft. Seems like a fair deal to me. As far as money and resource points go, we got $1.5 million. We've got about 1,400 resource points. R&D in progress. We've only got one thing in progress, and that's that front downforce major upgrade for the tertiary wing flaps. We got some good resource points right now. So aerodynamics seems to be our weakest point right now. That major upgrade, when that comes in, that's going to be really, really nice. But we've got 3 major upgrades that we can choose from in the chassis department. We can get another major upgrade going in our aero department if we want to do the rear major downforce or the major drag reduction, either or. Or we can do a minor powertrain upgrade. We got 2 major upgrades as well. So we got lots of options as far as what we can do. We've got 2 engine upgrades coming in the month of July. What the hell date is it in game? It's June 15th. June 25th. Yeah, so we got some engine upgrades coming from the factory next month, which will be good. That'll be fine. So if we do this rear major downforce, that'll be ready for the British Grand Prix. Same thing if we do the drag reduction. If we do one of these major upgrades, same thing, British Grand Prix. If we do the power upgrade, British Grand Prix. So everything's going to be ready. Whatever we choose, it'll be ready for the British Grand Prix. So it's really about what we want to do. On the engine side, we're sort of mid-pack. We're not too bad, actually. We're actually better than... We're the best Honda-powered team. We're better than Red Bull, better than AlphaTauri as far as Honda-powered teams go. So that's good. It's a little surprising, to be honest. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Major rear downforce, I think, is going to be a good option for us. 25% failure chance is pretty low, just because we've been boosting up the aerodynamics department. So build time decreased by 9%, failure chance decreased by 5%. I think that's going to be the play. Let's do that. We have 2 major aerodynamic upgrades in the works. One will be ready for Austria if it comes through. The other will be ready for Silverstone if that comes through. Nice. All right, so with that upgrade in the works, our activities are planned. So let's roll time forward to the race weekend and see... well, we don't have anything else really coming, so we just got to get this stuff done, and then we can go racing. So let's see. I don't know why I always get nervous every time I hit that button. Music gets really dramatic. All right, all that stuff is done. So there we go. So now we got $2.34 million in the bank, 519 resource points, and a whole lot of practice ahead of us here in France. Got to get this car dialed in. Got to get a good setup under it and pick out the best engine components available to us, because this is a big power track. So we'll get to it when we get to the race weekend. We'll take a look at the point standings, and we'll take a look at the R&D stuff before we get into the race. But for now, time to go run some practice stuff, and we'll see you on the grid in France. All right, welcome to the French Grand Prix weekend. Before we hit the grid, let's show you a couple things. First of all, we did pick a new rival after the last episode. I picked Daniel Ricciardo. It was a pretty optimistic goal, but, you know, we beat the hell out of Grosjean, I think, is who was our last rival. So I wanted a bigger fight. I think we're going to get one here with Ricciardo. Really reaching high there. But, yeah, that's our new rival. So we'll always be keeping an eye on where Daniel Ricciardo is. As far as R&D progress coming into the French Grand Prix, you see Mercedes still atop everybody. Ferrari back in front of Red Bull, but barely. Racing Point is breaking away a little bit from the midfield fight, just above McLaren, Renault, Alfa Romeo, and Haas, all in a tight group right there. We're sitting right on the line of that 500, right above AlphaTauri, and of course Williams down there in the basement. That midfield fight still really good. We're a little bit back from those guys, the McLaren, Renault, Alfa Romeo, and Haas's of the world, but we're within shouting distance. Now, qualifying is just completed. You'll see the grid here in just a moment. We got some work to do still, and as such, with all the resource points that we accumulated throughout the practice programs here, well, I went ahead and splurged a little bit and moved forward with our third major upgrade, the monocoque structure for weight reduction. That should be ready before the Hungarian Grand Prix. So we got 3 major upgrades in the works, 2 in the aero chassis, or 2 in the aero department, 1 in the chassis department. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at the points. Going into the French Grand Prix, we sit 11th, 4 points back from Ricciardo. So again, that makes sense why we picked him as a rival. We're sort of within shouting distance of all these guys right here, all the way up to Ocon in 7th. We're only 15 points back. So not entirely out of the realm of possibility. We could move up into the top 10. We look at the manufacturer, or the constructor standings, I should say. We sit 7th, 7 points back from Racing Point, 5 points ahead of Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo has been coming on strong as of late. They've made a lot of gains in their development, so it's not surprising to see them getting more points. But we're on our own. We know we can't count on our teammate to get us points. So you look at the rest of the field there behind us. Stroll, Perez, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, and so on and so forth. Only 3 drivers who haven't scored a point, the 2 Williams cars, and Juan Manuel Correa. And of course, up at the top of the heap, Hamilton's got himself a 50-point lead over Bottas. The 2 Ferraris there in 3rd and 4th, Red Bull 5th and 6th. Yeah, it looks pretty representative of last year. I would like to see a representative of this year, but I guess that'll be in a future patch. All right, let's head to the grid.
Hello and welcome to the Circuit Paul Ricard, current home of the French Grand Prix, an event dating all the way back to 1906. It's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt the feature of many a highlights reel. And let's hope we see more of those in the race today. The Circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6-mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Could they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen, and Albon, Ricciardo, Perez, Stroll, and Carlos Sainz, Ocon, Norris, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Grosjean, Kvyat, Gasly, Kevin Magnussen, and Davidson, Raikkonen, Russell, Correa, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
All right, welcome to the grid here at the French Grand Prix. Yes, you saw in the grid rundown, not a very good result for us in qualifying. We didn't make it out of Q1. We just didn't have good pace. We seem to have good pace in race trim, but qualifying, we just didn't get the job done. Neither car very competitive, but you know, that's all right. They don't pay out points for qualifying. They pay out points for the race. Let's take a look at the race strategy then. And looks like we've got our personalized strategy is going to be a one-stop, starting on soft, switching over to hards. Now, if you look at the top there, there is rain in the forecast at the end of this race. So how that plays in when the rain starts, how bad it gets, if we have to switch over to intermediates, who knows? Could be like Canada, could be worse. It was very, very rainy in free practice 1. Had to do full wets for that practice, but we'll see what happens in this one. But this will be the strategy that we go with. I like it. 1 stop, softs to hards after 8 laps. Let's do it. All right, here we go. 5 red lights, ready to get us on our way. And away we go. Good little getaway here around the outside. I'll take it. Hard on the brakes. Got an AlphaTauri to our outside here. Can't quite get away from him. Big lock up into the braking zone ahead of us. Almost run into the back of Kvyat. Giovinazzi just cuts us off like we're not even there. And we're up into 13th. A little chaotic start. Grosjean looking at us. Nothing doing. Hopefully no damage from Giovinazzi just cutting us off. I'm sure our end plate's probably damaged. Or missing on the nose. More contact with him there. All right, we're up into 13th on lap number 1. Pretty good movement so far. We are on the soft tires, which is going to help us out quite a bit. We got to get while the getting's good. All right, now we're just hanging out, riding behind Norris here. Trying to get a feel for the car, see what it's doing. See if we can't make up any more spots. Put these soft compound tires to work. Don't eat up the curbs and spin. I like doing that. I've done that in a few races already. I'm going to try not to do that today. We pulled away from Giovinazzi, which is good. He won't have our DRS now. We're all over the back of Norris. No point in using battery here. Everybody's got DRS at this point. We'll just cruise around, let them pull us around the racetrack. Use a little bit of battery here, see if we can't get to Norris. McLaren's just way too fast. So fast in a straight line.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it in 15 minutes, Jeff. There ain't no way. Start the clock. We'll see in 15 minutes if it's raining or not. I think he's full of shit, personally. All right, seems we're settled into 13th place. We pulled away from the guys behind us. Not bad. Not bad start at all. I feel like we can hang right here. Got a nice little train of cars in front of us as well, which I'm always good with. So everyone's going to have DRS off of one another. Nobody's really going to get away. Got to be careful with the battery management here. All these long straightaways.
Leading our teammate by 6.7
really inviting
seconds.
to use a lot of battery. Easy to run out of it if you're not careful. Now the interesting thing will be, because we're on the 1 stop with softs to hards, what everyone else in front of us is doing, because they're all on mediums. Well, at least the 2 in front of us are. I don't know about everyone else who started inside the top 10, but strategy is going to keep this thing very interesting today, especially if the rains come. There we go. Had a couple of guys hit the pits.
You'll be on the hards.
Went with the setup this weekend that Sunday had a lot of straight line speed, but still handled pretty decently. I was pretty happy with the setup. And that's why I was so happy in practice, and also why I was so surprised in qualifying when we were so slow. Car was very pacey. Got down the straightaways. We were very good in the speed traps, but seemed to get through the turns really well too. Had just the right amount of downforce in it. Stroll comes down the lane. Puts up in the 4th.
Box. We're coming
We'll
in
be pitting this lap. Yeah, the grip in these softs has really started to go away. We lost touch with Norris. That's a pretty good sign these tires are giving up. Time for us to get off of them and onto the hards. I didn't hit pit road. Uh-oh. I forgot to pit. Oh, man. That's not good. I forgot where the entrance to pit road was. That's going to cost us. There we go. Now we get onto pit road. Whoops. A little tentative, but that's okay. Come down the lane, get our stop done, go to hards, and see where the rain comes.
Exit now.
2.7, not good.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Well, that puts us down at 21st. Yikes. Well, we got some catching up to do now. We're way behind. Staying out those extra laps killed us. Absolutely killed us. With rain in the forecast, hopefully these idiots get it wrong and make an extra pit stop.
They're now on the soft tire. Softs on the car behind.
If it starts raining, we're going to be in real trouble. It's going to be hard to pass. Oh, man. I can't believe I did that. Always something with me, right? Finding a way to sabotage us. That's all right. I'm the boss. I can sabotage us. Albon really got it wrong. I don't know what the hell. Why, he's dead last. Something must have happened to him. Maybe he had to throw on a new nose. We're about to catch Latifi, so that's good. We got a lot of guys on two-stop strategy, though. Everyone that went to mediums, again, was on the two-stop strategy because you have to take the hards. But if it rains, they're not going to have to. Catch Latifi in an absolutely terrible spot. Have to get him on the backstretch, I guess. Bye. All right, next is Russell. As the clouds start to form here. That's what I love about this game, the dynamic weather. I love watching the weather change in this game. I think it's beautiful. And it's something that Codemasters has done so well in this game. Give a sense of life in this world. A lot of people on the pit lane now, where the strategy starts to play out. But if we get rain and we got to switch to inners, oh boy. 2 races in a row with rain. You remember what happened in Canada. We were running up inside the top 5, and then the rains came. It really screwed us. All right, a lot of people have been hitting pit road. It's getting darker and darker out here. Holy shit, it looks like it is about to rain. It's been over 15 minutes from when Jeff said ETA 15 minutes. It's been about 18 minutes. You can see lap after lap as we go through this section especially, just how dark these clouds are getting. Means if it starts raining, a good portion of this race is going to be run in the wet. Had more takers in the lane there. I saw some putting on softs just to come out and try and run a fast lap before the rains come. Giovinazzi's got us. He has got us. Really not a whole hell of a lot I can do right now. That Alfa Romeo is just really, really strong. I see raindrops. Giovinazzi's going to have us here in the DRS zone. That's fine. He can have it. I'm not going to waste my battery trying to hold him off. That Alfa Romeo is way too strong for us. This track's going to start getting really greasy, too, with the rain. More takers in the lane. Interesting. Puts us into 8th. Yeah, I mean, we really need it to just start pouring in the next couple of laps, because that's going to really screw everyone who just pitted for softs. Lewis Hamilton's out of this race. Oh, that's huge. Your points leader. Out of the French Grand Prix early here, lap 17.
Caution.
Oh. There he is. Wow.
Okay, clear.
Wow, wow, wow. 50-point lead coming into this race. It's a good thing. But it's going to take a hit today. If Bottas can capitalize, he can have that thing. Wow, real drama here at the French Grand Prix. The leader of the championship, Lewis Hamilton, out. Just past halfway. Wow. We got a nice little gap over the cars behind us. And it hasn't really rained any harder. It's just been this little drizzle, which is fine. We can manage that. But if it started raining harder, I wouldn't be super mad about it. Looks like it's starting to rain a little bit harder. A little bit harder than it was before. Not a lot, just a little bit. We are keeping pace with Giovinazzi. I'm pretty impressed at this. I thought he was going to leave us. The cars really started to handle really nice. I don't know if the tires have evened out finally or what, but I like it. We're keeping him in DRS range. That's a good thing. And we're pulling away from the guys behind us. Also important. We lose him a little bit on the back half of the lap because we don't get DRS on the front stretch.
Green flag.
Oh, we had problems behind us maybe? A yellow flag behind us. Don't know what that was all about. Not going to worry about it. Kimi Räikkönen has been disqualified. What? I've never seen that before. Kimi Räikkönen has been disqualified from this race. Lewis Hamilton retires. Kimi Räikkönen's disqualified. What is happening in the French Grand Prix? How did Kimi get disqualified? What do you have to do to get disqualified from a Grand Prix? Oh my God. What did he do? Intentionally wreck somebody? You know it had to be serious if he got disqualified. Wow. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. We're chasing his teammate around here.
At the moment, the car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
Yeah, he's also on medium tires, Jeff. What do you want? Getting down to the end of this thing. Laps have sort of been clicking away. I didn't realize that. We're only going to have 5 laps of fuel left, or 5 laps of racing left. No, if it don't start raining significantly harder, we're staying out on these things. We got to stay in front of Verstappen. I don't think we're going to catch Giovinazzi. But we might have a fight on our hands with Verstappen here really quickly. So he's catching me at a rapid pace on those mediums. Try and save a little bit of battery. Keep us out of DRS range from him. If he gets into DRS range, we're probably sunk.
1.6 seconds.
Oh yeah, he's here. He can just get through these corners so much faster than I can with the softer tire compound, fresher tires. Not even a fight. Go get him, Max. Yeah. Next one we really have to worry about is Carlos Sainz. He's on mediums as well. He's 4 seconds back or so, dueling with Gasly, so I don't think we have to worry too much about him unless I really blow it. And it never really rained any harder than it started. Just been this persistent little drizzle. I think in the end was actually beneficial to us. Allowed this one stop really to play out. If I had pitted the lap I was supposed to, I think we would have been further up the running order. That extra lap really killed us. I think we would have been ahead of Giovinazzi. Gonna try not to spin out. The grip in these tires is really going away too. It is really becoming a handful. Just gotta hold on for 2 more laps. I think we'll be all right. Get out of here with some points. We're gonna be cutting it close here. Sainz and Ricciardo were coming fast.
It is 3.5 seconds. Okay,
I'm just struggling to get around the track.
2.1 seconds.
I don't know if we're going to be able to hold on for one more lap. This is wild.
This is your final lap of the race.
Using up all the battery we can to keep Sainz behind us. Doing it again. Max's thing out. Gotta survive this. Bottas does get the win. That's what he needed. With Hamilton going out of this race. Couple more corners to survive here. We're going to do it. We're going to hold on for 8th place. No, we're not. Oh, we ran out of gas right at the end.
Right, race over. Take care of the car.
Ah! God. Hey, we're driver of the day at least. Awesome.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
All right, a look at the final results then. Valtteri Bottas gets done what he needs to with Hamilton going out early, gets himself 25 big points to eat into that championship lead. Vettel second, Leclerc third, Ocon, Norris fourth and fifth. It was Verstappen, Giovinazzi, Sainz getting us just at the line as we ran out of gas. We get ninth, Ricciardo 10th. Good, our teammate. We beat our rival, rather. We beat our rival. Always important to do that. Stroll, Gasly, Grosjean, Perez, Kvyat, Albon, Magnussen, Correa, Russell, Latifi. And then Raikkonen got disqualified. Still don't know why. And Lewis Hamilton out of the event, I think after like 10 laps or so, or with 10 laps to go, something like that. He had something go wrong. I'm still curious why Raikkonen got disqualified. That's crazy. But yeah, could have been 8th, but it wasn't. We just didn't manage the fuel well enough to the line, and Sainz got us right there at the end. But we started 18th, finished 9th. We get driver of the day. Not a bad day at the office, I would say. All right, rivalry breakdown. We break even. So Ricciardo will have a 1-point lead over us in this rivalry. This is good. This is good. All right, we're moving up here, the team. We get to level 10? We do. That's very important to get to level 10. That means, I think that means we get a 3rd sponsor on the car. We get all of our sponsor payouts. Good $387,000 there. $50,000 in damage deductions for me because I hit one of the stupid things. So, all in all, okay day, cash-wise. I had damage on the front nose on the first lap. And nobody's fault but my own. So, let's head back to headquarters and wrap this thing up. Ooh, man, oh man, oh man. Things you don't like to see when we popped in there. Our major upgrade that we were hoping for the Austrian Grand Prix. That front major downforce, or major front downforce, failed. So we'll have to restart that one. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping to have that for this race because this race is really downforce centric. That would have been really helpful, but just not meant to be. But you see here, we got a sponsorship renewal, Atlantic. We got to take care of them. And I think we can, yeah, we got a 3rd sponsor slot here as well. So a lot to get taken care of in the next episode. Get some new sponsors on this thing. Take a look at our R&D. We're going to have to get that. You see the red X right there. We can't even restart it. We don't have enough points right now to restart it. Damn it. Tough stuff, but you know what? Team's doing really, really nice work. We're finishing in the points more often than not, and I can't really be mad about that. So overall, a decent day in the French Grand Prix. I think it could have been a little bit more if the rains were a little bit heavier and everyone had to switch over, but you know what? I'll take a 9th place finish and be happy with that. We ran up front. We started in the back, passed a lot of cars cleanly. Strategy was good. The one stop was excellent. Managed the hard tires as best we could, especially at the end when it started to rain. So all in all, nothing but positives coming out of France, and that puts us looking forward to another one of my favorites, the Austrian Grand Prix, Red Bull Ring. I love this track, and I hope that we can have a great performance. If you enjoyed my performance in this episode, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. Give it a like. Put a comment down below. Give me your thoughts on this race, on the French Grand Prix. Do you think that we got the strategy right? Do you think that we should have done something differently? What are your thoughts on the team and how we're progressing and getting points week after week, doing a good job there? I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Always, always love to see what you guys have to say. It's always so fun to read your comments. If you're new to the community, or if you've been watching the videos and you're not yet subscribed, I hope today is the day that I earn that subscription from you. Really awesome. The community's been growing. We're getting close to 600 subscribers, and it's all because of you. So if you want to see more sim racing content, please hit that subscribe button and join us. We got a great Discord, thriving Discord as well. You'll find the link to that Discord down in the description below, along with all my social media handles. You saw them up at the top, at Schildhouse. You can find me on all the major social media platforms, and you can find me streaming live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Schildhouse as well. I guess that's it. French Grand Prix is in the books, and we'll move on to Red Bull Ring. Really looking forward to that one. Hope you are as well. And as always, we say, be good to each other. We will see you in the next episode.